right. Today we begin our diligent meditation practice. Day 1. Let us practice together the Four Foundations of Mindfulness, as they have been transmitted, unchanged and unaltered, from the Buddha's time until today. We begin with mindfulness of the body. In the first step, we observe the body internally. We contemplate the body as body. We observe the body through the breath, using the in-breath and the out-breath. We contemplate the body directly. This part, the integration of understanding and practice, the theory and the actual cultivation, you have already received and practiced. Now we move to the second step. The second step is to observe the body externally. Still observing the body as body, but now contemplating the body through the 32 parts of the body. Mindfulness of the body, the simile of the pure vessel. One who practices mindfulness of the body is like a pure and spotless precious vessel filled completely with clear, clean nectar. Such a vessel is already full. No matter what the conditions are, it does not take anything more in. Even if rain pours down from the sky, it does not receive it. In the same way, a person established in mindfulness of the body is not shaken by the 8 worldly winds. Whether there is praise or blame, gain or loss, pleasure or pain, honor or dishonor, none of these can disturb them. They are like a clean vessel, already filled with pure spring water. There is nothing more to receive. Why is this so? Because one who is mindful of the body is continuously grounded in mindfulness. This is the power of mindfulness of the body. One who is not mindful of the body is like a polluted vessel, a stained vessel, an empty vessel. An empty vessel receives everything. When praise comes, craving and clinging increase. When blame or hostility appears, intense suffering and agitation arise. Whatever they encounter, they are affected by it. They are constantly moved by the 8 worldly winds, praise and blame, pleasure and pain, gain and loss, honor and disgrace. Why does this happen? Because there is no mindfulness. One who is not mindful of the body is like an empty, polluted vessel, receiving everything, everywhere. One who is mindful of the body is like someone standing near a window, holding a very light feather, a goose feather, a down feather, a soft plume. They gently toss it toward the window again and again, but the window does not receive it. Why? Because what is thrown is too light. In the same way, one who is mindful of the body experiences lightness of body and mind, experiences tranquility, experiences concentration. Such a person may even attain supramundane noble realization and will no longer receive the pleasures of the 5 sensual desires of the world. This is the meaning of the light feather thrown at the window. It is not due to any other cause. It is solely due to the power of mindfulness of the body. one who is not mindful of the body, is like a heavy stone thrown into soft mud or thick mire. The mud receives it. Such a person experiences heaviness of body and mind. They are burdened, bound by the five aggregates, taking the five aggregates as I. They carry heavy loads. The body is heavy. The mind is heavy. Defilements are heavy. Suffering is heavy. Grief is heavy. One who is not mindful of the body is like a heavy stone because of the weight of wrong thoughts, scattered thoughts, deluded thoughts, illusory thoughts. This is simply how natural law works. Soft mud receives a heavy stone. Once the stone sinks in, it cannot free itself. It becomes trapped in the mire. This is the fault of not being mindful of the body. One who is mindful of the body is like wet wood rubbing against wet wood. When two pieces of wet wood rub together, no fire arises. For one who practices mindfulness of the body correctly, when the six sense bases meet the six sense objects, there is coolness, cessation, and reality as it is. This is called liberation. The meeting of the six sense bases and six sense objects does not give rise to heat, does not give rise to agitation. There is no longer friction that produces suffering. This is mindfulness of the body. Like wet wood rubbing against wet wood, one who is not mindful of the body is like dry wood rubbing against dry wood. Because there is no mindfulness, when the six sense bases meet the six sense objects, fire arises. The fire of craving burns. The fire of hatred burns. The fire of delusion burns. Life continues to burn within the cycle of rebirth. This is the distinction, the discernment between mindfulness of the body and lack of mindfulness of the body. Through this discernment, we arrive at the correct method. The 18 benefits of mindfulness of the body. The Buddha taught that mindfulness of the body has 18 benefits. This is recorded in the Middle Agama, Sutra 81. What I am sharing here is not personal opinion, but is based directly on the suttas. One who is mindful of the body has 18 benefits. One who is not mindful of the body has no such benefits. This is why, in practice, choosing the correct path is more important than sheer effort. Listening and understanding clearly is even more important than striving blindly. If one practices asceticism with great effort, but the direction is wrong, the harder one tries, the farther one goes astray. Therefore, we choose mindfulness of the body and its 18 benefits. First benefit, one who is mindful of the body can endure hunger and thirst. They can endure the suffering caused by mosquitoes, flies, and all kinds of biting or poisonous insects. They can endure great cold and great heat, extreme weather, harsh environments. Even when encountering many kinds of illness and bodily pain, their mind remains joyful and at ease. This is the first benefit of mindfulness of the body. Second benefit: when body and mind, mind and body give rise to discomfort, pain, and distress, one who is mindful of the body does not cling, does not dwell, does not receive, and does not take these experiences as mine. This is the second benefit of mindfulness of the body. Third benefit: one who is mindful of the body can live alone without fear. Whether in charnel grounds, remote wilderness, or places with no human presence at all, they remain free from terror, free from fear. Even when encountering danger, even danger to life itself, the mind remains stable, abiding securely in the Dhamma of mindfulness of the body. Because there is no clinging, no dwelling, no receiving, no craving, no identification as I. This is the third benefit of mindfulness of the body. Fourth benefit: within the mind, desire, aversion, harmful and unwholesome thoughts may arise. But for one who is mindful of the body, they arise and pass away, or do not arise at all. This is the fourth benefit of mindfulness of the body. Fifth to eighth benefits, the four jhanas. One who is mindful of the body can give rise to the first jhana, the second jhana, the third jhana, and the fourth jhana. These are the four foundational absorptions. Together with the previous four benefits, this makes 8 benefits. Ninth to 12th benefits, the noble fruits. When we keep practicing mindfulness of the body, our life begins to change in a real way. First, we stop taking this body and these thoughts so personally. Fear, confusion, and doubt become much lighter. Then desire and emotional reactions lose their grip. We are no longer easily pulled by likes and dislikes. Later, the need to chase pleasure fades away. The heart feels simple, quiet, and content. Finally, the mind becomes completely free. Nothing needs to be held onto. Nothing needs to be pushed away. There is no more inner suffering. Together with the earlier benefits, this makes 12 benefits of mindfulness of the body. 13th to 18th benefits, the 6 higher knowledges. One who is mindful of the body can directly realize the 6 higher knowledges, advanced abilities of a deeply trained and purified mind. Together with the previous benefits, this completes the 18 benefits of mindfulness of the body. This is why mindfulness of the body is taught again and again by the Buddha. This is why it has been transmitted, teacher to student, generation after generation. Through this Dhamma, countless noble ones have realized liberation and entered Nibbana. The method, systematic and precise. The method is clearly defined. It must be known as it truly is, to discern the 4 great elements. and the 32 parts of the body requires skillful attention. This is a step-by-step, systematic, and carefully preserved lineage. At the beginning, we cultivate 7 ways of holding the object skillfully. After that, we continue with 10 ways of skillful attention. Now, let us ask, what are the 7 ways of holding the object skillfully? The 7 ways of holding the object skillfully. First, recitation by speech. We recite with the voice, hair of the head, hair of the body, nails, teeth, skin. This is the forward order. Then the reverse order, skin, teeth, nails, hair of the body, hair of the head. This is recitation by speech. Why use the voice in meditation? Someone asked the Buddha, meditation is silent. Meditation inclines towards stillness and silence. Why does this practice require vocal recitation? The Buddha replied, this method is different. When it becomes gradually skillful, mature, there is no need for sound. At the beginning, this method is established. For those whose defilements are strong, whose wandering thoughts are many, whose minds do not easily settle. This is skillful means. Second, recitation by mind. Recitation by mind means clearly knowing the true nature of each part. For example, knowing hair as it truly is. It is impure. It is impermanent. It is subject to change. It is unreliable. It is not self. There is no I in it. At the beginning, we use recitation by speech and recitation by mind together. Third, by color. Color refers to recognizing form by its color. The color of hair is different from skin. The color of skin is different from flesh. The color of flesh is different from bone. The color of bone is different from marrow. Teeth also have their own distinct color. This is contemplation by color. Fourth, by shape. Shape refers to form and structure. Hair has its shape. Skin is a thin layer covering the entire body. Each part has a different shape. Fingers, toes, the heart, the liver, the pleura, the spleen, the lungs. Each of the 32 parts has its own distinct form. They do not look the same. This is contemplation by shape. Fifth, by location. Each part exists in a specific location. Its place is not random. This is contemplation by location. Sixth, by direction. Direction refers to orientation. Above the waist is upper. Below the waist is lower. Hair grows upward. Skin covers the entire body. Teeth grow in a certain direction. Bones grow in particular orientations. This is contemplation by direction. Seventh, by boundary. Boundary means limitation and separation. 2 teeth cannot occupy the same space. 2 hairs cannot grow from the same pore. Each hair has its own pore. Each tooth has its own position. This is boundary. There are two kinds of boundary: internal boundary, hair and hair, tooth and tooth. External boundary, hair and skull, teeth, and gums, each distinct from the whole. Repeated familiarization. In summary, we must apply these 7 ways of holding the object skillfully, again and again, 100 times, 1,000 times, hundreds of thousands of times. We become completely familiar with the 32 parts of the body, contemplating the body as body, contemplating the body through the 32 parts. The 32 parts of the body. 6 groups. The 32 parts of the body are divided into 6 groups. First group, earth element. Forward order, hair of the head, hair of the body, nails, teeth, skin. Reverse order, skin, teeth, nails, hair of the body, hair of the head. Second group, earth element. Forward order, flesh, tendons, bones, bone marrow, kidneys. Reverse order, kidneys, bone marrow, bones, tendons, flesh, skin, teeth, nails, hair of the body, hair of the head. Third group, earth element. Forward order, heart, liver, pleura, spleen, lungs. Reverse order, lungs, spleen, pleura, liver, heart, kidneys, bone marrow, bones, tendons, flesh, skin, teeth, nails, hair of the body, hair of the head. Fourth group, earth element. Forward order, intestines, mesentery, contents of the stomach, feces, brain. Reverse order, brain, feces, contents of the stomach, mesentery, intestines, lungs, spleen, pleura, liver, heart, kidneys, bone marrow, bones, tendons, flesh, skin, teeth, nails, hair of the body, hair of the head. The nature of the earth element. These first 4 groups belong to the earth element. The characteristics of the earth element are heaviness and solidity. Heaviness and density are its essential qualities. When the earth element combines and harmonizes with water, fire, and wind, it gives rise to hardness and roughness. Hardness means firmness, not easily destroyed. Roughness means cohesion, not easily scattered, like the bark of a tree. So the earth element is characterized by heaviness, solidity, hardness, and roughness. The water element, 2 groups. Fifth group, water element. Forward order, bile, phlegm, pus, blood, sweat, fat. Reverse order, fat, sweat, blood, pus, phlegm, bile, brain, feces, contents of the stomach, mesentery, intestines, lungs, spleen, pleura, liver, heart, kidneys, bone marrow, bones, tendons, flesh, skin, teeth, nails, hair of the body, hair of the head. Sixth group, water element. Forward order: tears, grease, saliva, nasal mucus, synovial fluid, urine. Reverse order: urine, synovial fluid, nasal mucus, saliva, grease, tears, fat, sweat, blood, pus, phlegm, bile, brain, feces, contents of the stomach, mesentery, intestines, lungs, spleen, pleura, liver, heart, kidneys, bone marrow, bones, tendons, flesh, skin, teeth, nails, hair of the body, hair of the head. The nature of the water element. These last two groups belong to the water element. The nature of the water element is coolness and coldness. When water combines with earth, fire, and wind, harmonizing and blending together, it gives rise to softness and smoothness. So the water element is characterized by cool, cold, soft, and smooth. The wind element. The 32 parts include earth and water elements. What about the other two elements? The wind element is breathing. Upward moving wind operates above the waist. The natural movement of energy, downward moving wind, operates below the waist, propelling blood and bodily functions. There is wind inside the abdomen and wind outside the abdomen. There is wind in the intestines, the movement of digestion and elimination. There is wind that propels circulation. This is called limb wind. Wind means pervasive movement. The four elements, earth, water, fire, and wind, are pervasive, mutually inclusive, harmonious, and balanced. This balance is what we call physical health. The characteristics of the wind element are movement and support. When wind harmonizes with earth, water, and fire, it gives rise to lightness and buoyancy, like mist, able to float and drift. So the wind element is characterized by movement, support, lightness, and buoyancy. The fire element, extreme cold, also belongs to the fire element. When the body feels cold or chilled, this is still related to the fire element. High fever, excessive heat, sweating. These two belong to the fire element. Poor digestion is also related to the fire element because fire governs digestion and transformation. When fire is balanced, digestion functions well, and the body is healthy. Warmth and heat are both aspects of the fire element. The fire element is characterized by warmth, heat, transformation, and irritation. Knowing the body as it truly is. Now we have clearly established and truly understood the four great elements and the 32 parts of the body The Samyutta Nikaya has already pointed this out for us. Why do we wander in samsara? What is the root of rebirth? And what is the root of liberation? Not knowing is samsara. Knowing is liberation. Knowing what? Knowing form. To know form, to clearly understand form, and not be obstructed by form. This refers to the physical body. This form body. What is samsara then? Not knowing form, not understanding form, being obstructed by form. To be obstructed by form means taking form as I. I am in the body. The body is me. From this arise feeling, craving, clinging, and identification with self. Everything revolves around me. This is the root of samsara. The root of liberation is to fully understand the body as it truly is, how it functions, how it operates. It is like holding a torch and entering a dark room. Because there is light, you look around and see there is nothing there. This is emptiness, the path forward. What is the method? It is the 7 ways of holding skillfully and the 10 ways of skillful attention. First, we must become fully skilled, fully familiar with the 7 ways of holding. At the beginning, we must thoroughly familiarize ourselves with our own body. Once familiarity arises, mindfulness arises. Once mindfulness arises, benefits arise. The mind no longer scatters outward. It no longer runs toward desire, hatred, or harmful intention. Moment after moment, the mind abides with the body. Each moment is a step on the path to liberation. Each moment leans toward liberation. Guided practice, recitation. Now let us practice together, not too fast, not too slow, with familiarity and steadiness, using recitation by speech, recitation by mind, color, shape, direction, location, and boundary, the 7 ways of holding skillfully. Let us practice together. Hair of the head, hair of the body, nails, teeth, skin, skin, teeth, nails, hair of the body, hair of the head, flesh, tendons, bones, bone marrow, kidneys, kidneys, bone marrow, bones, tendons, flesh, skin, teeth, nails, hair of the body, hair of the head, heart, liver, pleura, spleen, lungs, lungs, spleen, pleura, liver, heart, kidneys, bone marrow, bones, tendons, flesh, skin, teeth, nails, hair of the body, hair of the head, intestines, mesentery, contents of the stomach, feces, brain, brain, feces, contents of the stomach, mesentery, intestines, lungs, spleen, pleura, liver, heart, kidneys, bone marrow, bones, tendons, flesh, skin, teeth, nails, hair of the body, hair of the head, bile, phlegm, saliva, nasal mucus, synovial fluid, urine, synovial fluid, nasal mucus, saliva, grease, tears, fat, sweat, blood, pus, phlegm, bile, brain, feces, contents of the stomach, mesentery, intestines, lungs, spleen, pleura, liver, heart, kidneys, bone marrow, bones, tendons, flesh, skin, teeth, nails, hair of the body, hair of the head, repetition and familiarity. The Buddha's instruction is clear. Repeat again and again, hundreds of times, thousands of times, countless times. 2 kinds of liberation. When we internally contemplate the body, the 32 parts become crystal clear, just like entering a vegetable garden and immediately seeing, here are cabbages, here are beans, here are many kinds of vegetables. When the body is clearly known, clinging no longer arises. There are 2 kinds of liberation. First, craving fades away, because the body is seen as impure, constantly changing, constantly releasing impure substances. Desire is subdued and transcended. Second, liberation through not self. The body is not a whole. There is nowhere an I. I is not inside the body. This is the noble, liberating, nectar-like Dhamma of contemplating the body. Whether standing, sitting, or lying down, we can practice mindfulness of the body. Begin with vocal recitation, then move to mental recitation. When familiarity matures, clarity arises naturally, just like opening a bag and clearly seeing inside. Gold, agate, coral. The mind no longer scatters. Both concentration and insight arise. The body remains relaxed. Mindfulness of the body is practiced continuously through speech, mind, color, shape, direction, location, and boundary. Tomorrow, we will continue with the 10 ways of skillful attention. When skillful means are applied, liberation unfolds naturally, moment by moment. Now, let us rest for 5 minutes. After that, please return to the meditation hall and continue mindfulness of the body.